Hey friends, welcome back. Today we are going to do another prep style of video, sort of a prep style anyway. There's a bunch of different things that I want to get done in today's video to just really help us prep for the week. I also just picked up groceries. Normally, you guys know I love grocery delivery through our local grocery store that's actually very close to our house. And we pay for a yearly subscription from them so that I can get groceries delivered because it saves me so much time. But Instacart was running a deal where they gave you $40 off your next 2 orders. So I decided to go ahead and place it through Instacart and went and picked it up. So I need to put all of this away. Also, we had this beautiful spring preview last week where it was like in between 65 and 70 degrees all week long. Stunning. I was outside so much last week, and this week it is back to cold again. It's like it was just joking with us. So here I am bundled up in a hoodie. Kind of feel like I wish I had 2 pairs of pants on right now, but maybe the movement about in the kitchen will get me nice and warm again. So first things first, let's unpack the groceries and then go from there. It's very strange to me how they did this, but they just tied all the bags together with another bag, I think. I don't know. I guess so that they stayed together, but there's no recovering. There's no recovering this. Here we go. This is all of the groceries. I'll just walk you through really quick. I believe the total amount came to around $103, but remember we had that $40 off. So that saved us a ton of money. So I ended up getting a few things that I normally wouldn't get just because we had this. So I got a $15 pork loin, which I wouldn't normally get from there, just because normally we would get it from Sam's Club or even our local butcher, which is a little bit cheaper. And then I also got MCT oil, which I've been out of for a few months, and this was $20. So these 2 things alone were $35. So that was more expensive items, but I had the coupon, so I went ahead and did that. All right, so normally we get our milk locally, but I had to pick this up just because I'm not gonna be able to get it this week. So half a gallon of milk. I did pick up this salt, this Crucial, is it Crucial 4? Why am I forgetting the name of this salt? Anyway, sea salt. Got that. This is going to go with a dinner that I'm actually making tonight, a can of cannellini beans. I've got some Dijon mustard because we were out. You guys know we buy this Good Culture cottage cheese every week. Seriously, every week. This is going with dinner tonight too. I needed food twine. You can use toothpicks, but I figured I would just have this on hand. I already showed you the MCT oil, which I'm going to be using in this video. I'll show you what I use it for and explain some alternatives as well if you don't want to spend the money on MCT oil. Got some garlic powder and some onion powder because we are almost out of those. Out of aluminum foil, I needed gallon size freezer bags, which is something we don't use very often, which is why I only got 15 bags. These will last us 6 to 8 months probably because it's so rare that I use them, but I thought of a need for them the other day. I've got capers. We've got some bacon, and I actually love buying this locally as well from, there's a farm that we support that's really close to us, but just went ahead and got it there today. Blueberries, some feta cheese, which you guys know we always get at Sam's Club, and it is way cheaper at Sam's Club, but I needed it, and I don't feel like going out to Sam's Club today. Sun-dried tomatoes. I've been loving these in the pouch because they're just easy for me to store in the pantry, and they're not in oil. So just a preference thing. You can do it either way. Some deli meat. This is the deli turkey that we've been getting lately, so I got a pound of that. Some strawberries. Spinach. I showed you the pork loin, and that's actually going to be for dinner tonight. And it is crazy to me. I actually really love this brand. Really love this brand. It's the, come on, Niman Ranch. Okay. Love them. But this pork loin is pretty expensive by comparison to what we normally get at Sam's Club. I'm sure it's going to be great quality because I haven't tried anything from them that I don't like, but that's a little high in price. Again, $40 off coupon, which is why I did it. You guys know we love keeping this on hand, but actually in today's video, I'm probably going to make some tortillas. Super easy to make and delicious. We'll see how far we get in the video. Cucumber, I've been having this with lunch every day, and I'm probably going to show you guys in what I eat in a day to lose weight, what we do with the cucumber. Carrots, bananas, lemons, and avocado. See, now I'm getting warm. Now it's warm in here, so I'm gonna end up in a t-shirt. Anytime I have done some sort of grocery haul in the past, you guys are shocked that this is what feeds our family for the week. And let's be real, it doesn't, okay? So this will probably feed our family for a few days at the, a few days at least. We also get our eggs locally. We get our milk locally. We buy a ton of our meat locally, so I don't buy that at the grocery store. We get stuff at Sam's Club. So this is strictly just like fruits and vegetables and essentials that I would get at the grocery store on a week or every other week basis. I have had that here before where people are either surprised that I'm spending $100 a week on groceries, which I don't feel like actually is that much money on groceries, or they're shocked that our groceries are only this amount, but it's really not. Okay, this is such a small amount because you didn't see the grocery haul that we did 3 days ago at Sam's Club. So it's stuff like that. Sam's Club, Costco, all those additional items and additional things that we bring in aside from what we get at the grocery store. So I'm gonna put this stuff away and then we will get started. Because this first thing needs to go in the oven, that's what I'm gonna start with. We're gonna make some high protein blueberry muffins. And I have actually not tried this recipe before, so I'm pretty sure this is only gonna, I actually don't know 100%, but I'm pretty sure my gosh, I cannot talk, and we just started. I'm pretty sure that this is going to make 6 blueberry muffins. If they turn out really well, then I will absolutely double them to make a full dozen next time, but I don't wanna waste a bunch of cottage cheese if they're not very good. So let's start here and see how this goes. Okay, first things first, the oven is preheated to 350 degrees. Let me open up the cottage cheese. And we are going to start with 1 cup of cottage cheese. Feel free to measure, you guys know how I do. To the cottage cheese, we need to add some flour. You could use whole wheat flour if you want, or if you are gluten-free, you could try gluten-free flour, almond flour, I mean, whatever works for your family, go with that one. And I'm adding 1 cup. Look at me with a measuring cup, who knew? All right, honey. About a 1/4 cup of honey, which is probably roughly, well, no. I was gonna say that's what's left in here, but I think there's a little more than that. Slowly start to work this together. Probably could have done this in my mixer and really made it easy on myself. Or even the food processor. That would be easy for sure. Okay, 2 eggs. Y'all, do this in your mixer, for goodness sakes. Add some vanilla extract, about a 1/2 teaspoon or so. Okay. I do think if you do this in a food processor, it's gonna really help to puree that cottage cheese, which I think would be nice. You could go that way. We do need to add some baking powder though. I need 1 teaspoon. This is my 1/2, so we'll do 2 of those. Also, every time I use these containers, the flip lock containers, somebody asks me where they came from. We actually have, I think it's 4 sets now. It comes in, it's like a 10-pack or 8-pack or something like that, but we got them at Sam's Club, and every time they're on sale, I pick up another pack because our entire pantry is pretty much organized with those at this point, which is really nice because I do have a fairly small pantry, so I'm able to organize everything in there, and it's awesome. Love them. I love those things. Okay, this is a very thick batter, FYI. All right, I'm gonna pull out the blueberries out of the refrigerator that we've already had for a few days rather than use those new blueberries, and we're just gonna fold those in. Okay, we need about a cup of blueberries. Start with this top layer here. This is how I store our blueberries, with a paper towel kind of in between each layer, and they last so much longer. Let's do a little bit more. Then this container will be about ready for me to wash those and store them again. All right, so just folding in, like I said. The oven is preheated, so I'm gonna start filling the muffin pan. We do this every time. Muffin molds, muffin cups. Okay, I have these little silicone cups that I usually use when we make muffins. So we'll add those in. Oh, we gotta do even numbers here. There we go. All right. Even though these are supposed to be non-stick, I still spray them. I don't know why, I just always have. So if you don't feel like you need to, that's totally okay, don't. I just always do. All right, I think this is actually gonna be easier with a spoon. So I'm gonna use that method. I was thinking about this the other day. You guys, some of you probably know this and some of you may not. I had a YouTube channel that I started back in 2016, which feels like 100 years ago. And I started as more like a homemaking channel, cleaning, mostly cleaning actually. And then I realized this is not for me. It's not something I'm passionate about and I don't really want to share it. Anyway, started over, did Feeding the Birds. I'm just curious, were any of you, I know there are a few of you, like, I know there are a few of you, but leave me a comment if you have been around since my old channel. I would love to know. Oh, this is making actually quite a few more than I thought it was gonna make. I can't imagine this makes a full 12, but maybe it does. And I don't have, 2 of these have disappeared somewhere along the way. I wish I had some baker's sugar, you know, the more coarse sugar that you put on top of things like scones and muffins and stuff, because I do feel like that would add just a fun little thing on the tops of these. But I don't have any, just regular sugar, which maybe I'll add a touch. I have these extra baking cups that I got from Thrive Market. They're these unbleached, I don't know, whatever you call them. It's like a parchment kind of paper. We'll use those. All right, I'm a little concerned about these that, I mean, obviously there's honey in there and that's great. They're not gonna be as sweet as traditional blueberry muffins, so we'll see how my kids feel about them. Because you know, they would probably be delicious if they've never tried a blueberry muffin, but then when you've made the sweet version with sugar and all the stuff in it, then, you know, they might not be quite as appealing. We'll have to see. Once we got the blueberries in there, they definitely made 12 muffins. So maybe that is typical for this recipe. I'm gonna add just a little sprinkle of sugar on the tops of each one, just because I feel like it's fun. Like I said, I really do wish that I had the coarse sugar because that would be really good. Oh, you know what I can finally make today, y'all? You're gonna be so excited. Because so many of you have asked. We are almost, I mean, like very, very, very close out of brown sugar. So I can finally show you brown sugar being made. All right, friends, let's put these in. They take about 20 to 25 minutes. We'll take them out and we'll just see how they are. Started this video cold, now I'm hot. I'm gonna make something that I eat every single day. This is called a raw carrot salad. It's really good for, they call it the gut scrubber. I know, not the best name, but it's really good for overall gut health. It's really good for balancing out your hormones and all that. I'm telling you, when I do this consistently, my skin is glowing. Just all the things are better. So I'm gonna show you how I make the raw carrot salad. I am using my cheese grater here, and this is the bigger grater. I have the smaller one, so I'm using the smaller one. And actually, we can just put this away and make a lot of noise. Now, I don't think you have to peel your carrots, but I usually do. So just give those kind of a quick peel. They've already been washed and stuff before, but you know, just a quick peel. And I always make a mess in my kitchen when I do this, which is why I prep for the week. Another thing is I've noticed that I will absolutely be more consistent with a raw carrot salad if I don't have to come in and prep it every day. So I usually will prep enough for 4 days and then enough for me to eat it right then. So then I get a total of 5 days for the salad. You can do 1 carrot per day. I usually do about 1.5 carrots per day, but you know, you do whatever you love. What is that noise? Oh, I forgot I opened the window, y'all. Oh gosh. You come here for the food, you stick around for the crazy. I have these containers that I store them in. Each one of them, I usually will just grate about 1 carrot, maybe 1.5 carrots. Put it straight into the container. And then whatever scraps I have, I can give to the chickens across the street. Okay, and then I just keep going. I go ahead and grate all of my carrots, or as many as I need, before moving on with the other ingredients. Let me get set up here so I can show you the process. Ooh, our muffins are almost done. That is the timer. So that is the 20-minute mark, and I think they need a little bit more. So let's go let them go about 4 more minutes while I finish up the raw carrot salad. Like I said, I picked up MCT oil. Now, MCT oil is fractionated coconut oil, which pretty much this is the easy version of using coconut oil without having to melt the coconut oil. What I've been doing for the past month as I've been making this raw carrot salad. So I've been eating this raw carrot salad for probably 4 years, and I've gone back and forth depending on whether MCT oil is on sale or not on sale. If it is not on sale, then I just take my big old tub of coconut oil up here, and I take out about 1 tablespoon, melt it, pour it all over, mix it in. Same exact process, but this, like I said, I had a $40 off coupon, and this actually is normally $28, which is insane, and it was on sale for $19.99. Yes, I know it's insane. However, it also lasts forever. Okay, this expires in June of 26. I have over a full year to use it, so we're gonna be okay. All right, so I just take a little bit of this fractionated coconut oil. It's probably 1/2 teaspoon per. So quick squeeze. I'll just toss some on my shirt while I'm at it, because you know, it might need a little. Okay, I have heard where people will make this with maple syrup. I use apple cider vinegar. I know that's 2 very different things, but this is the original way that I learned how to make it, so I just go with the original way. Again, teaspoon-ish, maybe 1.5 teaspoons, but right around that. Then we're gonna switch to this kind of salt. Normally I just use regular sea salt, but this is, I think it's called Crucial 4. Why can I not remember what is specific about this salt? It's like I just went blank on it. Mineral salt. Oh my gosh, the word. It just was leaving my mind. All right, we're gonna toss in a little bit of salt because it makes it really, really good. Just a touch on each one. And that's it. And then I just store it in the refrigerator, and it's available each day, and I don't have to make it each day. Because what I've found is if I don't have it prepped, I'm less likely to eat it, obviously. I'm gonna have to go through. I'm gonna have to get the cheese grater out, which is obviously not a huge deal because, for goodness sakes, y'all saw how easy it is. I can throw it all in the dishwasher. But then I gotta peel the carrots and get the carrots all over the counter and all the things. So you just prep 3, 4, 5 days at a time, and then you're good, and it's good to go. I just store it in the refrigerator, and each afternoon, this is what we have. And I'm actually gonna pause here and take a little break until I have 30 seconds until I take the muffins out of the oven, and we're just gonna eat the raw carrot salad right now. I feel like you guys are gonna think this is a joke. But so many of you have asked for me to make brown sugar, and as you can see, we've finally gotten to the point where I actually need to make it again. You're gonna be like, how is she making a video and this is included? Because it's literally that easy. Okay, so this is a 1-to-1 ratio. I promise you this is not a joke. I'm gonna use my mixer, but you don't have to. You can absolutely mix this by hand. This is my half cup measurer, so we're gonna do 2 of them because we need 1 cup. And honestly, I would probably do more, except that I also need to buy sugar. So, okay, so 1 cup of sugar, 1 tablespoon of molasses. You can add 2 tablespoons of molasses if you want it to be dark brown sugar. I usually go somewhere in between, like maybe 1.5, because I don't really want dark, but I don't want super light either. So just about a tablespoon. Okay, and we mix. Okay, promise I'm not messing with you. I think last time I used the whisk attachment and it did work a little bit faster, but literally just a couple minutes and you have brown sugar. And then we just transfer it to our brown sugar container. And done. Brown sugar. I want to talk about these muffins really quick. So when they were in the oven, they were really puffed up and they were starting to brown on the top at 25 minutes. So I thought this is probably a good time to pull them. Now, a couple of things. Our oven, we're still trying to calibrate the temperature appropriately. If you're new here, it's a new oven and it's running a little cold. So we're trying to figure all of that out. You may not have this problem. So I went ahead and took them out because they looked done and then they all fell. I should have showed you the picture because they were nice and puffed up. Now I anticipated these having a little bit of a different texture than traditional muffins because of the cottage cheese addition, but I think they're a little underdone, which lends to a more dense consistency in these muffins. The flavor is actually really good. I'm surprised because I thought they were not going to be sweet enough, but I actually like them. Do you want to try before we go on a walk or after? It's up to you. They're like, it's a strange consistency for sure, but I think it's because they're not completely done. I mean, they might be done.
It's a little gummy, right?
Yeah, but like the flavor is there. So I don't know that somebody else would have the same issue. It might just be our oven struggling with not being at the right temperature.
Yeah, you're right. The flavor's great, but it has that gummy. I don't know if I'd call it underdone. Yeah,
it's just a weird texture. It's like bouncy.
Yeah, it's good.
It's sort of like a rubber ball.
Good idea to take it before our walk so we can feel better.
Yeah. But I mean, the flavor is there, so I definitely want to work on it a little bit and see if I can figure it out, because I do like the addition of the cottage cheese for that extra protein. So, I mean,
Is that maybe where the gumminess is coming from?
It definitely could contribute to that, but they're not the prettiest muffins, but they're not terrible either.
On the top they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the inside, they're looking a little rough. Okay, friends, we are going to make some egg bites. And this is something that I've made here before, but I made them in the Instant Pot with my egg bite mold. And several of you have said things in the past, like I don't have one of those molds, or maybe I don't have an Instant Pot. Well, if you have a muffin tin, you can make these. You can make the larger size, you can make a mini muffin size. It's totally up to you. I'm gonna show you the way that I make them, but there are endless recipes that you can use to make egg bites. I mean, you can add so many different things to these to make all different kinds of flavors. So start with a base kind of, and then just add your toppings in. All right, let's preheat the oven to 375. I'm gonna start, I think, did I say 6 eggs or 8 eggs? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Starting with 8 eggs. I like to use my blender. You do not have to, but I do think that the blender makes it a little bit easier because you can kind of just dump everything in. And then one thing that I've found is truly like that secret weapon to good egg bites is cottage cheese. And so I think that the cottage cheese really helps to break down. The cottage cheese gets nice and blended, obviously, when you're using a blender. So that is my preference for this. I'm gonna add anywhere from 1/4 to 1/2 cup of cottage cheese. This one is a low fat cottage cheese, but feel free to add full fat, fat free, whatever your preference is. I probably go closer to 1/2 cup because I mean, I really like it and it adds extra protein. Now we wanna add a little bit of salt, adding some really delicious flavor. Let's go with probably a 1/2 teaspoon. We are gonna use, this is an Italian seasoning grinder. I'm gonna add about, I don't know, a teaspoon or so of flavoring here. This should be no surprise to anyone. I like good flavor. Now, if you just wanna make egg bites without anything in them, there you go, you got it. I like to add some other things in to really just enhance the flavor, make them fun. We're doing a spinach and sun-dried tomato and feta cheese version. So you can add everything in now, but my preference is to blend together that egg and cottage cheese really well first, then add in the spinach and the sun-dried tomatoes. I actually don't put the feta in here. The reason I don't want to add it right now is I just want a nice rough chop on the sun-dried tomato and the spinach. So if I add it all in now, it's really gonna blend up, and that's not my preference. But if you want it nice and blended, then go ahead and add it in now. We're just gonna blend this like, I don't know, 30 seconds or so. So the main thing here is that I'm not seeing any of the cottage cheese. It's all come together the way that I would want it to. So you got all of that. Okay, so now I take some spinach and I'm gonna just put that in there. Let's do about 1 cup or so, but you know, just use however much you like. Same thing with the sun-dried tomatoes. I'm gonna pop those in there and we're just gonna pulse this so that it kind of breaks this apart a little bit. Let's do, I don't know, a couple tablespoons of sun-dried tomatoes. Tap that down in there and put my lid on. And same thing, only I'm gonna pulse. Now, literally the only reason I choose to do it that way versus chopping it up myself is it's less dishes to wash. Okay, at this point we have the egg mixture made up. Your pan might be better than mine, which would be great for you. Or if you have a $15 Target pan like I do, then eggs stick really bad to this. So for me, I have to generously coat the inside of every single muffin form cup thingy to make sure that my eggs don't stick. Not ideal, but you know, maybe you have a nice pan and you don't have to worry about that quite as much. But this one, especially, anything egg sticks so bad. I actually think the next one that I get, I'm just gonna do silicone because I have no problem with the silicone pan sticking at all. So I'm gonna use coconut oil, and then I'll probably, just to make sure I got every single solitary spot, I'll also spray with that olive oil spray. Listen, I know this seems like overkill, but you know what's really frustrating is making a whole pan and the entire thing sticking to the muffin tin because you have a $10 muffin pan. So nice, good spray. We're not gonna have that issue today. All right, I'm taking some feta and I'm just gonna put a little bit into each cup. Now, you can do this after you pour the eggs in if you want to. It's totally up to you. You can also save your sun-dried tomatoes and pour those in after. I like to have mine chopped up a little bit, and that saves me a dish, a cutting board really, that I don't have to wash because I just chopped them up right in the blender. So now we start to pour the mixture. Shake it around a little bit. filling these about 3/4 of the way full. They should puff up. I say should because I've made these before where they don't. I've actually made these multiple times where I've messed them up. But I've learned a few tricks along the way, and I'm gonna share them with you. Okay, now at the end of this, we will most likely have some sun-dried tomatoes that have hung out at the bottom. So we'll get, oh yeah, that one has a lot of sun-dried tomatoes. We're gonna get a spoon and make sure we get all the sun-dried tomatoes out. And if there are any that we feel like they didn't get them, go ahead and put that in there. All right, so we'll clean that up in a few minutes here. This is the best kept secret for egg bites. In the Instant Pot, this is not an issue because you put water in the Instant Pot for that pressure cook. In the oven, you have to add some water. So my favorite thing to do, I'm gonna take another baking sheet and set this one just on top of it. And I'm gonna add about 1/4 of an inch of water into that, and it just adds moisture into the oven as this is cooking. Now, if you don't do this, it's fine. You can still make egg bites. Why every time? So if you don't add the water, you're still gonna get egg bites. I mean, they'll cook, you'll still be able to eat them. By adding the water, it helps the egg bites after they puff up in the oven to stay puffed up. Got some water in that bottom pan there. Now I need to clean up all the water that I spilled. We're waiting on the oven to preheat to 375 degrees. Once that is preheated, these are gonna go in for about 20 to 25 minutes. You want them to be fully cooked all the way through. I'm gonna take a few minutes and just clean up my kitchen because this is the last thing that I had planned to prep to get us set up for this week. So let's just clean up the kitchen a little bit and then that will be done too, and then we can just chill, we can just relax. All right, I've got about 8 minutes. I'm gonna light one of my favorite candles. Y'all, this is not sponsored, but this is Inglenook. You guys have heard me talk about Inglenook Wax Company before, or Inglenook and Company Waxworks before. So many different amazing candle scents. They have, we use their soaps as well. My husband has tried their beard oil, all the things. Do have a code where you can get a discount. I will leave it in the description box. You don't wanna miss it because these are the best. I'm super sensitive to smells, and so I need my candles to be clean products, good, high quality products. Inglenook is the way to go, okay? So, and also one thing that's really cool about them is they are single pour. So if you ever had a candle where you get halfway through the candle and you're like, why does this not smell anymore? It's because it's called a double pour process where they're just kind of using an unscented version for the bottom half and then they're pouring the scented version at the top. And so you lose the scent the halfway through. Not Inglenook, okay? They use the single pour method, so you get the smell the whole way through. This one right here, this small candle right here, not even one of the big ones, fills my whole downstairs. So good, love this. This is the buttered rum. Here we go, I'm gonna relax now. These actually turned out okay. I think that they would be even better if my pan didn't stick so bad. I mean, y'all saw how much I greased it. But, I mean, yeah, okay. Even with me greasing the pan, look, still sticking. It's bananas. So that lets me know I probably need a new pan. Probably doesn't help that I'm using this knife on this right now, but I'm thinking this might be the last time I use it. So I'm not overly concerned about it. All right, we all know the look of them is one thing, but what's the most important thing? How do they taste? All right. The inside is nice and fluffy looking. That is exactly what you want. I gotta show you. All right, let's see. That is so good. Oh my goodness. They're so delicious. I love egg bites. I like them in the Instant Pot. I like them in the oven. It doesn't matter to me. If you get a good pan, it makes all the difference. Just keep that in mind, but they're so good. Our verse today comes from John 14:23. Jesus replied, "Anyone who loves me will obey my teaching. My Father will love them, and we will come to them and make our home with them." I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you want to see more content just like this, make sure you subscribe and also check out the video that I have listed above for more inspiration and encouragement in the kitchen. Have a great week.